Selling more cars with Google by writing ads that drive customers, part one. What's up, guys? David Feldman-Makrias back at it again. And I actually had a comment recently, I think last week, on one of my videos saying, hey, I like your content. I like what you do. I'd like to know more about how you actually write ads and how your team actually write ads. So I wanted to get into a little bit of this. And when I was preparing for this, it just there's so many different ways you can improve and actually iterate different ad copy and headlines. And I'm actually going through something of a brainstorming session these last couple of weeks to make ad headlines and descriptions a little bit better. So in this video, I'm not going to showcase the newest additions yet. What I'm going to do is show the template and the templated process and how I help to basically list out all of the key differentiators and taglines that a car dealer or any local business for that matter may have, and then how to configure that into something that's digestible for Google Ads. So that's part one. In part two, which I'll include, is going to be, okay, how do we make the headlines and ads even stronger than they are and not the same as other stores or our competitors? So let's go through this first. So the first thing I did, and I set this up a while ago, this is actually a client that we had that we no longer have, unfortunately, but I figured that it's fine to actually use their stuff because it's not being used anymore. No conflicts there. But what we have is an example store, Bill K. Nissan. And this store, what we did was we just used a simple Google Sheet to transcribe not only their taglines, which is shown here, but also their campaign, the text ad, what it's composed of, the category of what we want the message to be, and then what the actual headlines and descriptions are all in one place. So we can see all of our ads and our ad copy all in one place. So we start with the taglines, right? And just a column to say, okay, let's list some of these taglines. Bill K is the way to save. Make your way to Bill K for $129 per month. Bill K is your way. So that's some of our taglines that we used at the time. No one's got your back like Bill K. Nissan. All of these, when I read these are like hokey type of taglines. But again, in part two, I'm going to be getting into more of how do we generate taglines, headlines, and descriptions that actually drive people in. But first, I want to show you how we set this up on a campaign level and more into the strategy so you can use this template if you like. So we have other ones like Nosotros Hablamos Español, over 500 vehicles to choose from. Get the total package off Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove. So we took some of those taglines or key phrases or whatever you want to call them. And then we built out a campaign strategy where we include name and dealer. So we've talked about name campaigns before on my channel, but we do utilize them. We also talked about some other dealer campaigns going after, Nissan dealer, Nissan dealership. We talked about the brand Nissans going after those keywords. Geo brand dealer, which actually is a location plus a dealer plus the brand. So Nissan dealer in Downers Grove, Nissan dealer in Tinley Park, Nissan dealer in Long Grove, whatever. Then we have some of our new model campaigns, our competitor campaigns, if we so choose, as well as a service. So that's kind of our core breakout. And I like to have at least an initial launch of campaign ad copy strategy. Of course, they change over time, but this is a great way to prepare a campaign. So in the next column here, we have text ad, right? And a text ad still to this day is composed of a few different headlines, 3 different headlines, and 2 descriptions. Now, responsive search ads have come out where you can enter up to, God, I don't remember the limits offhand, but it's, I think, 10 or 15 headlines and 4 or 6 descriptions. RSAs stand for responsive search ads. But here's the thing. They still have the same character limits. Headlines still have a 30-character limit, and descriptions still have a 90-character limit. So there are a bunch of different assets you can input. And I like this format still because then you can see how you pair up the headlines and how you pair up the descriptions together to make a cohesive ad. Google's more or less now like, okay, with RSAs, you're going to just input all the different headlines and input all the different descriptions, but we don't really know which one is going to be sorted with the other. And sometimes you want to have, okay, I want this headline to be with this headline to be with this description. We can't do that in Google Ads. And that's why I think it's really nice to start out with this and then fine tune it over time. I think this is the part that can help because what I've built into this template is not only the character limits, right, which is important, but also I put in a length so you can see where you're at compared to the character limit. That's going to, that's going to help as well. But also the category of how we sandwich ads together, I thought was really, really important and can give different ideas to people writing different ad copies. So for the name or dealer campaigns, I have name of dealer, a dealer difference message, a call to action, a slogan plus a directional, and then capping it off with a value message. And we do that in order of importance. For the name campaign, the most important thing people see at the first headline is the name of the store. That's the keyword, that's the landing page, it's everything. So Bill K. Nissan. The dealer difference message, so that we can go refer to our taglines. So we use this one. Bill K is the way to save. Okay, nice. Call to action, drive home a new Nissan today, right? If we're focusing towards new car sales and the dealer campaign or the brand campaign, or we're just, looking for name recognition, we could have drive home a new Nissan today. So slogan plus directional. So then I have over 500 vehicles to choose from right off of Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove. Value message, nosotros hablamos español. No one's got your back like Bill K. Nissan. So that slogan, over 500 vehicles to choose from. That's over here. And then right off of Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove. I like having a directional in the ads too because it lets local people who our ads are targeted to know exactly where we are. And then value message. We do speak Spanish. No one's got your back like Bill K. Nissan. So again, we'll use these different categories to go through each one of our different campaign types. And that's how we start composing the ad structure. Now, RSAs, again, responsive search ads, rely on headline and description inputs. It's not necessarily like you're filling out 3 headlines and 2 descriptions in Google Ads anymore. You're giving up to 15 headlines and you're giving up to 4 descriptions in most instances. So it'll have to be more expansive. But the nice way of doing this is you can start to pair off headlines with descriptions, and sometimes they help you generate more ideas, right? So then you can either choose what you want your ad structure to look like and go from there. So that's a brief overview. Let me know in the comments what you think of this tool. I will make this spreadsheet, this Google Sheet, available to you in the link below in the actual description of the video. That way you can use it and customize it to each their own. Also, one thing that we will talk about in part 2 is we're going to get more crafty with how to make your messages different and how to actually relate and correlate to the customer and consumer better. That video, I think, would be really, really useful because I do have a formulaic approach on how we're doing that. We're actually revising a lot of our ad copy now for our clients. So I'm excited to go through that with you. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this and if I could be of any more use. Stay tuned for part 2. And this has been David Feldman-Makrias and how to sell more cars with Google, writing ads that drive customers in a templated approach. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.